Hey friends, you've got Renee Revere here at Mold Mending, here to bring you a little tip. And I'm going to tell it right up front, okay? It is get a friend to vet a location for you or stay away. Why I say that is you need to know if you're going to be going out on an outing, especially if it has a bunch of different areas that you're going to be walking through. It would be great to know ahead of time if there is a location there that has a mold presence. I'm sharing this because this weekend we were invited to go to the zoo and just excited, but didn't realize two things. Didn't realize that it's going to be a very crowded situation where we were going to be forced to go one direction, even when some of the places had an enter and exit, so you had to follow their lines. But there were so many people there that it was also kind of a forceful way of you can only go one direction versus backwards. And at this particular zoo, as you're following the different paths, there's actually a rainforest that lets you see the habitats of rainforest animals, okay, and the reptiles and bugs and all that. And not even thinking about it, we're walking through, got the kids already in the stroller behind me because we're with our kids and their babies. And I opened the door and immediately this thing hit my face. The smell was ridiculous. It was strong that it caught me off guard, and I thought, is that a chemical? Is that ammonia? Is that must? Is that mold? I turned around and looked at my kids, and they had said, Mom, that's must. I couldn't go backwards. So I took my jacket, I had a jean jacket on, I took it, covered my face, and I said, I'm out of here. I'll see you on the other side. And I covered myself to protect as best as I could so I wouldn't breathe it in. I took off. Unfortunately, through this rainforest, this garden, it's some tight quarters. It's enough to just push a baby stroller and maybe have a kid on the side. I mean, they made a nice little pathway with the little ropes, and you go over the water and you walk the planks and all that, and you see all these pretty things, but man, it was thick. Could smell it. I could see the green slime on the walls, and yeah, so you can only imagine. So I get to the other side. Thankfully, it was over. But I had a reaction. I call it a mold hit afterwards, and some of the hits where I call that where your body has a adverse reaction to having been exposed to mold, mine were delayed. So thankfully, I'm at a better place of healing, but I still had some hits. And one hit was feeling unbalanced because shortly after that, we had hopped on a merry-go-round. And though I was not by the animals that went up and down, they were stationary, I was noticing that when I would look at things that were moving, it was starting to make me a little dizzy. So I had to look at something that was very stationary until I got off. And then I noticed that there was this extra sense of safety anxiety. And what I mean by that is I started just noticing, I was feeling for other people like, oh my gosh, what if somebody else were ever in this situation? How would they navigate out? Or what if they were in a wheelchair? How are they going to get through all these people in front of them? And I was just noticing a little heightened emotion there. But thankfully, I was able to go to bed early that day. You know, we were able to go get a meal. We rested. I went to bed early thinking that'll take care of it. And I woke up yesterday feeling all right. But midday, I noticed I was just a little weepy, like I couldn't make a decision, and I got weepy about it. It's because I couldn't find ingredients for a certain restaurant. I don't typically go to a restaurant to eat out, and I just kind of thought that'd be fun to do. But I couldn't find the ingredient lists on their website, and I got sad and I wept about it a little bit. Yeah. And that just was showing me that, shoot, I'm off. I just wasn't, I call it sound mind and balanced. So today when I woke up, I realized I missed some of my protocols I normally do. Thankfully, thankfully when we got home, my husband and I immediately got everything, you know, the purse, the jackets, the clothes, everything went into the wash machine, and we used the borax to clean that. But I missed the protocol of even doing my own detoxing. And also wanted to share this with you yesterday and just was tired. But something that I learned from this is we do have to plan ahead and even have a friend go before us. You know, if it's a place that's unfamiliar, like I had a friend wanting me to go to Botanical Gardens previously in another part of town. And she had the wisdom to say, hey, I'm going to go first without you. Let me check it out. It was a butterfly display. She came back and said, oh my gosh, Renee, it was fabulous. But I smelled the mold, I saw the mold, and this is not a place for you with your mold illness. And so I'm grateful she vetted and went ahead and saved me from it. So if you have that ability to send somebody else ahead, or even call and ask that place, can you check for mold? Can you check for XYZ? And I talk about those exact things to ask in another video. So I'm not going to share that here. But just a hint that botanical gardens are not our best event spaces to go to, because we can definitely get ill from the mold that's within it. And the reason is because there's constant moisture, there's hot temperature, and there's high humidity. When you mix the three of those things together, that's what I call the perfect storm for mold to grow. And it's each one that I've been in, I've only been in 2 botanical gardens, I have seen the mold. It's very visible. And so I just want to save you from the disappointment of going, say it's a wedding or you know, it's a class reunion or something like that, and they're going to hold it at one of these places. You need to make the decision on, is it worth the cost that's going to cost me, to my health, to my emotions, to my sanity, to my wellness. So just wanted to leave that with you.